Hey, all right, kind of like week two of doing that John Legend's All of Me song. So, yeah, uh, got some ideas, got some different chords that we were using last time. Well, sort of. The intro, I've got that figured out. Let's start there. Um, it's an F minor, but he's got this F on the eighth fret. Sorry, on the sixth fret of the B string, and then we've got the eighth fret of the bottom, the E string, and then your third finger, and that's first and pinky doing that, and my third finger is hitting the F on the eighth of the A string, and I'm just plucking those three strings. Let me flip the camera over. So, anyways, and that's what's going on. Then these two fingers, the pinky and the third finger, is going to go up a fret a piece. First finger is going to stay the same on that F note, and then I'm going to move the third finger over to the E string, and then the next chord, I'm going to move my pinky back down to the last chord. That's our D flat major seventh. So the first one was F minor, D flat major seventh. And actually, this one probably isn't a seventh. Let's just call it a D flat major for right now. Then down to the A flat, which is your first finger on the fourth fret of the E string. And I'm barring across, but I'm really trying to get that B string on the fourth fret. So fourth fret on the E up here, and then fourth fret on the B over here. And meanwhile, my pinky's hitting the E string on the eighth fret. And then to the same form that we used for the first chord, but this is on an E flat on the sixth fret. So sixth fret for the pinky and the third finger, and first finger on the fourth of the B. And then we slide it up. Now here's the tricky part of this whole thing, is the way this song is and the way his voice sits in the melody. We got issues. As I mentioned in the last video, what we try to do with this, the chord melody stuff, we try to keep the melody in the top, harmonically on the top, in other words. So for us guitar players, it would be kind of like on the B and the E strings. Now, melodies can be played obviously lower on the guitar, and it will work, and I'll show you. But we lose harmonic content, I think, because the part of the chord is going to be built above where the melody is laying. Now, here's our options as I see them. If you got any other options, throw them in the comments. We could A, change the key of the song. We put it in a different key where the melody will be higher, the chord structure will be lower. In other words, we put the melody up here. And that's an option. I've done it before on some other songs, just change the key. Another option is we play it in the same key, but we put it up here, and I'll show you a little bit of that. But I tried that during the week, and I'm not sure if I'm happy with it. Still experimenting, and I said this is a process, so just taking you along for the ride. We'll see how it comes out, or we leave it in the exact place that he's singing it, and I'll show you that today, because that's kind of what I worked out, just to kind of flesh out what the melody's doing against the chords. So as I said, the chords are F minor, D flat major seventh, and then A flat major and E flat. So now he starts the melody, and here's how I kind of came up, at least for now, playing it. And anyways, I have to say, I like, all that being said, as far as our issues as guitar players doing this as a solo guitar thing, I really like where his vocal melody sits within the mix, because of the fact when they do the song, the piano can take care of the high notes and embellishments of the chords above his vocal part. It makes it sound beautiful. This is a beautiful song, and where his melody sits in the whole mix of the whole song is perfect. There's enough going on, the bass going down below his voice, and then the piano parts above it, which are stellar. Anyways, I don't know if we could transfer that to the guitar and have it pull off, but we'll see as we go along. So, so it does one whole measure, one whole line of that intro. Then he starts with that F minor chord. So we can hit that, and the first vocal line is our verses. Looks like the vocal, sounds like the vocal. Now, what I'm doing, at least for this version, and don't take it too seriously, I'm lowering this third finger from the bass note, or I could use my pinky. Yeah, neither here nor there. And then I switch to my D flat major 7th chord. That's a major 7th note that he's singing. Note up. So off that first chord form, I'm going to move my third finger over to the 8th of the D. My first finger is going to be on the 5th of the G. And then I'm going to switch positions. So my second finger takes care of the 5th on the G. My first finger hits the D flat note on the A string. And then I'm hitting that 6th fret of the D string. Now I'm going to move the bass note up to the, my finger up to the 6th fret on the 4th fret. No, the 6th string on the 4th fret. The E string on the 4th fret for the A flat. So I'll play that again. Switch to the E flat. Now here's where it gets a little bit tricky. There's a couple ways to play it. I could put my pinky on the 6th fret of the A string, first finger on the 3rd fret of the G string. And then slide up there. Kind of tricky. Or I could hit this chord like this, second finger on the 6th fret of the A string. I like this way better. So my second finger's on the 6th of the A, first finger's on the 5th of the G string, the C note. And then it goes to the 8th of the D with my pinky, 6th of the D with my second finger, and then I'm back to the beginning note, that F note, which is the 8th of the A. So I'll play that. Now, if you see what I mean, we have no chords behind it, so it sounds empty. But I don't know, seriously, it could be, maybe that's the sparse intro, where it starts to get kind of cool harmonically for the keyboards and the vocals is the next couple parts. The next chord is going to be a B flat minor. That is B flat minor on the 6th fret, so first finger barred across all the strings. My 3rd and 4th are for the 8th fret of the A and the D string. I slide down and I play a major chord, A flat major chord. 4th fret, and the regular bar chord, first finger across the 4th fret, 3rd and 4th on the A and the D string on the 6th fret, 2nd finger on the 5th of the G. And then my next chord is an E flat, there's the bar chord of it, 6th fret on the A string, 8th fret on the D, G, and B with the 3rd finger. So now I'm grabbing the B string on the 6th. I move my pinky over to the G string on the 8th. Take my pinky off of the G string to reveal the 6th fret of the G string. So now I'm going to shift chords to that major chord. Now I can grab this note. Actually, I grabbed the G string on the 5th fret. 8th fret on the D, slide my pinky down from the 8th fret to the 6th fret, and then, so. And then I grab the E flat. Or I could just go 5, 3 on the G to the 6 on the D. And then he does this little thing, he plays that E flat note on the bottom string. Then comes the chorus. Kind of tricky, and this is what I said, some of the issues that we have, at least at this point, until I'll try and figure some other stuff. And here's the melody. So that is a A flat chord. So that is 11th fret, first finger for the bass note. And I'm just playing the G, B string on the 13th fret. And then my first finger's barred across that 11th, so I'm hitting the 11th on the bottom string. And then I smush my pinky for that 13th fret. And then 13, 11, I move to my next chord, which is don't quote me on this, I'm still working it out, but I think it's a F minor 7. And I'm grabbing my pinky with the melody note on the 13th fret of the B string with my pinky, like an F minor 7th. Could be a A flat, but I think it's an F minor 7th. So that's first finger over the 8th fret from the A string down, 3rd finger on the 10th on the D, 2nd finger on the 9th of the B. But I'm putting my pinky here, and so my pinky note, my 11th, 9th on the B, and then the bottom string for the 8th fret of the E string. And then I go to B flat minor chord. And there's my melody notes is the 6th fret on the E string, 9th fret of the B string. And then to the E flat major chord, just a bar chord. First finger on the 6th of the A, 3rd finger across the 8th fret of the D, G, and B. So I'll do that again. Here's another way I did that E flat chord. I first finger on the 6th of the A, and then my 3rd, 4th, and pinky grabbing the D, G, and B string. That allows me to move that pinky up and down because there's a melody note on the 9th of the B. That's not B, E, B, that's 9th, 6th, 9th. So I'll do it again. And then that little melody line leading into the next part, which I guess is a post-chorus, I don't know. It's a C sharp, or sorry, C, D flat, E flat, F minor chord, and I'm playing just a bar chord up here on the 13th fret, and I'm just finger picking it. Next chord is our D flat major, and you could abbreviate this by just playing first finger across the 9th, second finger on the 10th, and then my pinky is going to grab these high notes, and I'm just going to play the G, B, D, or G, B, E. So 13th, 11th on the E, and then everything off and just revealing the 9th on the E. Then the next chord, so hang on. And then to the A flat. And these are tough chords because of the stretch. So A, 6, 4 on the E, and then I believe it stops on the E flat. I'll do that again. So F minor, D flat, sorry. And then back to the beginning. And then anyways, here's some of the other little melody things going on in the vocal, on the verse. How I'm playing that would be first finger on the 4th. This is for the D flat major 7th chord. My 3rd finger is going to hit this, so that's going to be 6th fret. 3rd finger, taking that off, revealing the 5th fret on the G to the 6th fret on the D with my 3rd finger, and then I scoop my 1st finger up to hit the bass note, the A flat bass note on the E string. Same thing. Another line, what is that other one? Shoot, I messed it up. Anyways, I'll go over more of the verse, but goof around with it right in that area. But one of the melody lines. And this seems to be the easiest place to grab that 4th fret on the B string. having that F note. Anyways, have fun. That's what I got for this week. Like I said, I think next week I'm going to experiment with maybe putting it in a different key, maybe moving the melody line up. I tried earlier this week, and maybe I'll show you next week what I come up with. Putting the melody higher than the chord structure underneath it. So, all right, have fun, goof around, catch you later. Any questions, throw them in the comments. All right.